If you haven't heard, Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey, hello. Yes. It is again that time of the week that I show up again in your ear. Today something is happening now. I have this amazing experience happening in my oral cavity, in my mouth, because I did something that tastes so good. It's finished. I was gonna eat while I do the show, but then it was so good I couldn't concentrate. I was just here slurping. My husband hates it when I make that sound. He says, "Stop doing that. It's disgusting." And I'm sorry for you for having had to have heard that sound. I don't think you ever thought you'd ever have to hear that sound. But you heard it today. Hello, my friend. You know, I wasn't here last week due to technical difficulties, but I'm back this week because technical difficulties are resolved. And I have missed you. I'm so glad to be back. This is episode 25, everybody. 25. 5 years and then we are 30, guys. We're almost there. 30. We are almost there. But welcome to Growed Up, the show where I, Fernanndo, talk to you, my friend, or other friends that I tend to invite you to the show to talk about all things related to adulthood, what we thought being an adult would be when we were children versus what it really is right now that we are actually grown up. Because, you know, real expectations versus reality is like, it's a whole other thing. You know, things don't ever turn out the way that you expect them to. For example, I thought I was going to be a pediatrician. Joke's on me, I'm not. Okay. No. I'm not a pediatrician. I'm instead a musician. But anyways, welcome back to another episode of the show. And this week, what are we going to talk about? So for the past few, I've been kind of doing this personal development growth thing, you know, and I'm kind of leaning into that. But let's see how it goes. So I will kind of continue on that with the theme of resolutions. It is the time where people tend to make New Year's resolutions. Ugh, I hate those so much. I think they're just so tacky. Yes, I think it's tacky, friend, that every year you decide this year I'm going to stop drinking from January. And then you go back to drinking like mid-January. Like, what's the point, right? There's no point. I don't like New Year's resolutions. I frown upon those who subscribe to such. But anyways, today I want to talk about goal setting, right? How you can achieve or how you can set and achieve your goals. It's one thing to set a goal, but what do you need to do to achieve those? Because, I mean, I'm victim to this. Many times I set a goal, but I do not achieve what I set out to achieve because, I don't know, life. Sorry for that sound. Procrastination, all those other random things that happen. So I want to take you back to goal setting, right? To when I was a youngin'. I'm trying to think. I've actually been trying to think because anyways, the theme is for us to try and go back to what we thought these themes were when we were children. I have no idea. I don't think I had any relationship whatsoever with setting goals. That was not my life. Nope. There is no such. So I don't have a childhood reference for you on this subject today. I just know that I will have a childhood reference when we deal with procrastination. Hey, I'll have an adult reference for that, okay? But yeah, goal setting as a child, I did not do that. I did not care to study. I did not care to save money so that I could buy something. Nope, not me. So we'll skip right over that section of the show because I don't know what child is out here setting goals. If yours is, fix it. It's not right. Children should have nothing to do with goal setting. I'm kidding. Raise your child to be a good, responsible adult who cares about whatever. But I'm going to go. I don't know what happened. I think I'm on a little bit of a sugar high because let me tell I am on a sugar high. Guys, what I did was wrong, right? But so delicious. I took a banana, some blueberries. I put some oats just for comfort, just so that I don't feel like I'm doing a bad thing, and some milk, right? And then I stole a little bit of my kitty's Cocoa Pops that were hidden. Well, before I put in I should have actually put in the Cocoa Pop. Okay, never mind what I should have done. What I did was I blend all that and then I put some Cocoa Pops. So it was like a smoothie cereal. It was so good. It was so good. But now my sugar rush is rushing. So anyways, back to the topic at hand. How to set goals and achievable goals and how to achieve your goals, right? This is something that I like thinking about. When it's September, come September, I'm already starting to set up for the next year because I understand what happens in December. There's no time for that. January, I'm not trying to decide today, what am I going to do today? I mean, January is already in the year. What's the point of only setting your goals then? So September usually is the time of the year where I start thinking about what do I want to do? I should actually make September my business year end because that's just where my mind is at every time during that time. But before I start with today's topic, with today's show, please, there's a subscribe button there where you're listening on the podcast. Please just subscribe and share the podcast with anyone who you think will find this interesting. And I promise you a lot of people will find this interesting. I don't know if you can hear the children. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear the children, but I can. So forgive me. So yeah, back to the topic at hand. I want to touch on this because, like I said, it is the time of the year where I start to think about what is my year ahead going to look like. So first things first, right? I try to PowerPoint this whole thing just so there's a little bit more flow and I'm a little bit more professional and a little bit more prepared, unlike the other times that I just show up and blab. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how an organized Fernanndo actually sounds like, all right? Because so far, disaster. Anyway, so point number 1, you need to identify and analyze your goal. This is very, when I wrote this down, it made me think of business studies back in school, identify and analyze your product. What is your product? What's your service? And analyze it. Why is this important for goal setting? Because you're going to have to break down. First, you obviously need to determine what the hell is your goal. What do you want to do, right? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to get married? I don't know. Do you want to get a man? Single? You? Yes. I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't talk about your single life. But you know what I mean? What do you want to achieve, right? It's important for you to have a very clear vision of what your goal is because then you know what your trajectory is. Imagine knowing that you want to go to Zimbabwe, but you don't know where in Zimbabwe you want to go to. That makes zero sense, right? But if you say, I want to go to Harare, you're like, that is where you become a little bit more specific with your goal, right? You've identified that, I want to go to this country, but specifically, where do you want to go to? I want to go to Harare. So you have to take that approach with your goal. The more concise and clear your goal is to you, the more likely you are to achieve it, because you know exactly what road you need to travel in order for you to achieve that goal, right? And you need to keep in mind that you will face some challenges along the road. Therefore, you need to make sure that this goal is malleable, right? How flexible, how adaptable is your goal? Like, for example, if you say that I'm starting now to save money, right? I need to save money for my trip to Harare. Now we know that we need to go to Zimbabwe. Now, you need to start saving money, right? That's plan of action. What happens if you get retrenched? You need to find a way to adapt to that situation, right? What happens if COVID hits again and the borders get closed? You need to be, you need to be your goal needs to be adaptable in that it can navigate through whatever challenges it faces, right? Or you face within trying to achieve your goal. Because if you're too stuck in your ways, you will die an old lady. Yeah. Oh, sorry. That was not what I was supposed to say. If you're too stuck if you're too stuck in your ways, you will not move forward because you will not have the intelligence or the capacity to analyze the situation that you're in and see whether right now your goal or how you can adjust or how you can adapt your goal for whatever you're trying to achieve, right? Another thing you need to do in this process of identifying and analyzing your goal is see if you can segmentize, compartmentalize, if you can break it up into chunks, right? Where, for example, your goal is a giant one, right? Like, let's say you want to lose weight. Let's say you want to lose 5 kilograms and you have a time period in which you want to lose that weight. Very quick disclaimer. I'm not a big fan of saying you need to lose a certain amount of weight within a certain period of time, unless there's a really, really good reason for that. But I really do believe that try to keep it as organic as possible. You're more likely to see results in that setting. But who am I? I'm not a personal trainer or a nutritionist or anybody of that sort, but I just observation from what I see people go through. I don't think you should say, I want to lose so much weight in so little time, because you'll set up yourself for failure in the long run, right? But anyways, that's not what we are talking about here. I'm so thirsty, girl. I'm talking too fast. Let me relax. Excuse me. I sip water now. I don't drink water. But anyways, yeah, let's say your goal is that. So try to break it up in chunks. So instead of saying in these 2 months, I want to lose the 2 goals, what can you do today that will help you achieve your goal in the long run, right? So break it up into 2 months is about 6 weeks. So how much should you do in 2 weeks to lose a certain amount of time that will over time, accumulate or reach that amount of weight loss that you're trying to get, right? So make it so that your goal can be done in because then when you're able to structure, like let's take this podcast, right? Actually, this is a good example. My goal is to upload another episode. Should just use podcast as an example because everything else is just a no, right? What are the things that I need to do every day that will help me be prepared and ready to upload my next episode? It's very unrealistic to want to do everything in one day. I can, but if I decide today I'm going to record, I'm going to edit, I'm going to do all the promotion material, I'm going to do all the show notes and everything that I need to do in one day, I'll overwork myself. But if I break up my week, right, I'll say Monday, I need to decide on the topic and start preparing all the promo material, at least the graphics. Tuesday, I'm going to record, I'm going to edit, and I'm going to schedule it for upload. Wednesday, I'm going to do this. Thursday, it's going to be out, right? So although I have my time frame, I know that I need to do this by then. In the meantime, I'll be doing all these little things that help assist me in achieving my goal. So that's the importance of setting a time frame and making sure that your goal is, if you can break it up into chunks and see what can you do each day, each week, or each month for you to achieve that, it will also help you measure progress, right? Because you'll know that, oh, now that this is done, this is what's left. I'm halfway done. I'm a quarter way there, and boom, I've reached my goal. All right. So that is the first thing with goal setting. You need to be very clear on the nitty gritty and on the details of what your goal is and how you can really adjust your goal to fit into your lifestyle. How can you break it up into segments so that you are more likely to do it rather than putting all this pressure for you for a one go? And also your time frame. Set a very clear time frame so that you can, accommodate everything into that time frame. All right. So next, right? The why. Why are you doing this? Why is this thing that you chose your goal and not something else, right? Why is uploading a podcast instead of doing a YouTube the goal? You have to know that, because if you're choosing to do something, it means that you are, or rather, I heard a saying. They said, anytime you say yes to something, you at the same time saying no to something else, right? So why is this the thing that you want to do? It's very important for you to understand why. And this is the most tacky thing of any goal setting that anyone says. I've always had an issue when people say, know your why, know your why. But I never understood my why. Or I never understood why the why was important. And why is your why important, right? Why? The reason for you to have chosen this goal, the reason behind it is important because that is your point of accountability, your priority, your prime point of accountability, right? Because if you don't do it, then that thing is not going to happen. It's as simple as that. So if your goal is to get out of poverty and make sure that you make money so that you can get your entire family out of poverty, right? Let's say that's your goal. This is just on a surface level. The reason for you to get successful and rich and wealthy is for you to get your family out of poverty. If you don't achieve your goal of becoming wealthy, your family will stay in poverty because you will have not achieved that goal, right? The reason for that goal is not going to get the outcome that you're looking for. I hope that makes sense in any way, but understand the why. Understand that the reason why you're doing something, that is your primary point of accountability. Even if it's something for yourself, even if it's for you to be more confident, even if it's for you to be stronger or happier or more flexible, whatever. If you don't do it, your outcome, which is your now primary point of accountability, is not going to happen, right? So why are you doing this? All right. After that, what happens? What happens after you reach that goal? That's why the why is very important, right? Because sometimes certain goals, I guess, are more definite. Like, I want to learn how to drive. Boom. Now you know how to drive. Now what? Right? Now I can drive there. Now I want to learn how to do this. Now I want to go, So after that, because the thing with goals, guys, that I have learned personally, a goal is, I guess, it just kind of paints a picture of what you're trying to reach. But once you've reached that goal, once you've achieved that thing, you will always yearn for more. That is just human nature. So I think there's something limiting about it, but at the same time, understanding what its purpose is, you'll be able to progress. So let me elaborate on that. When you understand that a goal is a stepping stone for your next level, you don't get stuck on the, oh, now I lost weight. Shit, what do I do next? Right? Because you understood that my first step here, I wanted to lose weight. Now that I lost weight, now I can go bungee jumping. I can go skydiving and I'm not going to feel scared because usually I wouldn't do these things because I always thought I was too heavy or blah, 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 blah. You get what I'm saying? Now I can do this. After I've done this, what is the next step? Something is tickling me. Oh. I don't know what was tickling me. Something was tickling me. So do you get what I'm saying? So what happens after you've achieved this goal, right? Your primary point of accountability that has been sorted out, you've been accountable for this specific goal. My water. What happens next, right? So it's very important for you to understand that. And let me tell you this. Once you understand the reason why, you will see how everything else starts to fall into place. A lot of what you want to achieve primarily becomes a byproduct of the end goal, right? So for example, if you're saying you want to, let's say, flip, I can't think of a good example, but many times we want something that's so surface value. Like, I'll use myself for an example, right? I want to be able to do flips and splits and I want to be very agile and flexible, right? That is just the surface level of it. But if I set my mind to, I want to compete in this thing, like let's say if I now start to think of, you know what, who's a flip and what is a gymnast, right? So now I want to try and compete for the Olympics. As a byproduct of that final goal, which is for me to compete at the Olympics, right? I will become more agile because I'll be training for that final goal. I hope what I'm saying makes sense to you. So note that when you have a clear direction on what you want to do, right? Everything else that you want to achieve as well becomes a byproduct of that final goal. So don't get too stuck on the fluff of it all. Right? Be very, very precise. That's the thing with goal setting that's very complicated, and it's what makes it hard for us to actually achieve our goals and complete the tasks that we set out for ourselves, right? Because many times these goals are very personal. They're very, they have a lot to do with how you want to improve as a person, right? Whether it's in a financial setting, whether it's in a romantic setting, whether it's as a parent, as a, as a professional. It has to do with self-improvement, and there's so many obstacles and so much fucking nitty-gritty that, I know it gets a bit too nerdy right now diving into these things, but when you can break these things up into such little points, it helps you just manage it a little bit more, okay? So let's not take everything so broadly. I like taking things in bite sizes and understanding as much detail of a concept, because that's what helps me kind of, progress and achieve or understand the path forward. Forward. The path to the front. My God. All right. So understand also the consequence. I kind of touched on that. If you don't do this, what happens, right? So you know what happens if you don't do it, right? So, next point. Don't wait until Monday. I'll elaborate on this. And I opened by saying to you that I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. Okay? And the reason I don't believe in New Year's resolutions is because I feel like there's so much that we can do today, guys, right now. Okay? We have so much access, or we have such broad access to information in abundance. Okay, we spend so much time on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, on whatever social media you spend time on. Whatever it is that you want to do, don't wait for tomorrow, just now. And I had to really eliminate that thing, because that thing of starting, I want to start a new workout regime, I'm going to start on Monday. No, we're going to start today. Because Monday gives you more time for you to talk yourself out of it. Imagine today is Tuesday, guys. Today's Tuesday. Imagine you just thought of something right now. Well, today's Tuesday that I'm recording, but you'll be listening to this on Thursday. That's so funny. It's not really. But you'll be listening to it on Thursday. Whatever you just thought about, you probably just thought, I actually have money and I've always wanted to learn how to ride a bike. But I'll start on Monday. Why? Buy the damn bicycle and start riding today. You ride today, you ride tomorrow, you ride Saturday, rest Sunday, continue Monday, and go back and forward. What is the problem? Okay? Don't get stuck on starting at a start date. Trust me, it makes zero difference. If anything, it holds you back. So I'm a strong believer of don't wait until Monday. Screw New Year's resolutions. Throw that whole thing in the dustbin. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? Start right now. Unless what you want to do really does have, can only happen at that time frame. But up until then, you can obviously start preparing, right? Like, let's say I'm going to start working out. So I'm going to start Monday. But in the meantime, I'm going to go buy my clothes. I'm going to go look for a trainer, or I'm going to go buy a training program. I'm going to do some research. Start now. There's always something you can do right now that will help you progress. You don't need to wait for Monday. So forget this thing of next year, Monday, him. It's just a waste of time. It's just a good excuse for feeding procrastination. Okay. And I know this because I was that person. Okay. I was that Monday girl. Like, I want to start waking up early. I'm going to do it on Monday. No, do it today. Did you think about it on Thursday? Friday morning, wake up early. That's simple. It doesn't matter. It doesn't throw you off, but it helps you also feel so good about yourself because then you're convinced that you're serious about this. At some point, you got to convince yourself that you're good for something. Okay. And not holding things back is one of those things. So don't wait until Monday. Make the commitment. Say it out loud. Say it to someone that will look at you and be like, oh, so when you said you're going to do this, what happened? Make that commitment. Speak it. Say it. There's something very scary about this, guys. You know what? It sounds like words for now, but I am telling you, once you meditate on these things, on these words that I'm saying, and once you take in what I'm saying, one day is one day, okay? You're going to take it in and you're going to want to do something that is so life-frightening. I almost said life-threatening, but it's frightening. It feels life-threatening because it's just, you don't believe you can do it. So it scares you. The thought of it scares you, okay? But once you commit and you say to someone, you say, friend, I have decided that I want to do this and I'm going to start this and this is my plan and this is how I'm going to do it. And I want you to hold me accountable. Don't be afraid to ask me one day like, so what happened? Are you still jogging? Hey, did you change your diet? Are you still typing? What are you doing, friend? Are you still doing that thing? Make that commitment. Make that commitment, because if you're not committed to the cause, just don't bother. You're not going to achieve it. Yes, I said it. You are not going to achieve it, because if you're not committed, what do you think is going to happen? As soon as shit hits the fan, you're going to stop. Because who needs to do something that I have nothing to lose for? Come on. Why do you bother with people that you don't want to give the light of day? You don't, right? You don't bother with things that you have zero commitment to. You don't screw up your job because you know if you screw up your job, you're going to lose that job. No matter how much you don't like it, no matter how much you don't want to do it, but you do it either way because you are committed to that task. But anything you're not committed to, you let it go down the drain. So it's the same thing with your goal. Know that if you have zero commitment to it, you will not achieve it. It's literally as simple as that. We are not going to sugarcoat this. You're not special, nor am I. So, I don't know. That felt personal. Okay. And what is it? Set an end date. Yeah, set an end date so that you're able to measure your progress. Don't start date. Yes, I guess you can say I'm going to start on Monday, but by this time, I need to have achieved this. But with point number 1, remember, understand adaptability. I do get it. Things change. Things happen. There's always setbacks. I hurt my shoulder just now last Friday, right? And it set me back, but I didn't stop. Just because I hurt my shoulder, I wasn't able to do a specific type of workout today, but I did something else instead while I let my shoulder heal so that by Thursday or Friday, I'll be able to do my shoulder workouts again, right? So I don't need to stop. I can change the situation, but continue, okay? Because a luta continua. A luta continua. The fight continues. So don't find reasons why not. Find a substitute. Like, and literally, I had this instinct of like, my shoulder is sore. Today I have to do my push workout. I have to do all these push-ups. And every time I do a single push-up, my shoulder hurts, right? What am I going to do? Because I got to do something. I'm out here. I'm going to work out. I'm not going to work out. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do my pull. I'm going to do my back workouts. There's way less pain when I do them. Because also I didn't want to do legs. Screw that. I decided, legs, I need to be ready for that. But you get what I'm saying? If something in your goal, because you already have a schedule, you already know what you're supposed to do. If there's a setback, for example, there's no electricity today, therefore you can't type on your computer. But another part of this goal is this and this and that. You'll do that other this and this and that today, and tomorrow when power is back, you go back to what you're supposed to do. Just switch the 2 days. But know when this is supposed to end. There must be an end date. You can't just do things because this is how we have so many unfinished books that you will never read. We have so many unfinished albums that you'll never hear. You have so many people who have never lost the weight because there's no timeline. You have so many athletes that have never competed because there just is no timeline. And that's the importance of your timeline. I don't believe in a start date, but I believe in an end date. And that's very important. So don't wait for Monday to start. Start today, but know that by Friday, this must be done. That means that between today and next week, Friday, you're busy, friend. You are busy. You're not just sitting there pondering what ponder replay. You're not doing that. All right. So those are the 3 things so far. So first we start with identify and analyze your goal, right? Make sure that you understand all the nitty-gritty details of what is your goal and how can you make this thing doable. Why are you doing your goal? Identify the reason why. Your reason why will be your primary point of accountability. Because if you don't do it, that thing is not going to happen, all right? Don't wait until Monday. Start today. Start today. There's no reason for you to start. There's no point, okay? Just start right now, whatever it is. Even if it's just mentally thinking about it, and do it, guys. Like, start today, all right? Next one. Point number 4. This is very important, guys. And this is where the challenge becomes a challenge, okay? Because up to now, it's all theory. Reality is you have to be honest to yourself. You gotta be honest to yourself. What does that mean and why does that even matter? Okay? You need to get ready to face things that you're not willing to about yourself. You need to be willing to admit things about yourself that you're not willing to. And a lot of those things are weaknesses. We always want to admit our strengths. I mean, come on, even those people who don't like compliments, deep down in your heart, when someone says, well done, you're like, shit, I know. You know it. What else did you expect of me, right? But when someone criticizes you, all the negative things, and I'm going to say them, these do not define you. But you have a point where you'll start telling yourself, you are lazy, you are worthless, you do not deserve this. Who do you think you are? Who told you you could do this? What were you thinking to begin with? To get up today and decide that today is my day and I'm going to do this. Guys, I had this issue. I had this incident on Friday where, I've been working out and I started my new program the time that I told you guys about and everything. But I've been fine. I've been fine except for the first day when I started it. I went through my feelings. I went through my emotions. I cried through my workout. And when I'm saying crying, I mean literally crying. I just said, oh my God, what am I doing? Literally. And Friday, I had a good day. Okay. This is the day I hurt my shoulder. I started off well. Okay. I was killing my workout. Halfway, out of nowhere. Literally, it's like but why do you think you can do this? Why do you think you can do this? And all the negative talk started to come in. And I broke down again. I cried. And I was ready to throw in the towel and say, but Vele, like, why? You know? And then I had to remember that self-sabotage, that's my version of self-sabotage. Because I am too much of a coward sometimes. I'm too scared to do certain things and I avoid to do things. That's not a nice thing to admit about myself. Hey, I had to freaking admit that I'm sheepish. That's not nice, but I had to face those realities and I'm still facing every day. You don't have to voice them to anyone. No one else needs to know your business, but you got to know your business and you have to be honest to yourself that, hey, you are being lazy right now. You are being lazy. You got to get up and do this. So you need to be honest with yourself and you will have to face these things along the way, especially if it's one of these long-term goals, something that you want to achieve within. You know what? Not even any goal. Sometimes it's a 5-day thing. Halfway through, you feel very insecure. You feel very incapable. I've gone through that with things that with this podcast, as I'm going, I'm like, am I even making sense? Am I just rambling? Every week when I sit in front of this microphone, the amount of negative talk that goes through my head is insane. But I've committed to you that I'm going to upload every week. So I don't have a choice. Whether this is shit or not, I'm going to upload every week and I'll improve from there. But till this day, I have to deal with that. So whether it's a short-term or long-term goal, you have to face certain realities and be honest with yourself, okay? Let me just say, I wrote so much, guys. Like, I'm so prepared. You have no idea. What was it? Be honest with yourself. Know that you're going to change in the process. Know that you are going to change in the process. And that's the only way that you know that you're on the path to success or failure, right? You're going to change in the process, but most likely success. Because if you don't fight through, you'll stay the same person. But if you fight through your demons, there's so many demons you're going to have to face. And you're going to have to fight through them. And each week, each day, each minute, each hour that you succeed, you'll feel good about yourself. You'll feel more empowered, okay? And at the end of this, trust me, you will not be the same person. There's no way you'll be the same person who started this journey. And understand that too, that this is a journey, it's a process. So understand that you are not going to be the same person. You're going to change. So you got to recognize what is happening to you as you're going through this. Okay, you got to recognize that there's some evolution. You are becoming, you are the Pokemon, you're evolving, you're a Pikachu, you're becoming the Raichu. Huh? You're going, bruh. You're like Pikachu and Raichu. That's you. That's you. Okay, you still in essence are who you are, but a stronger version of yourself. All right? Another thing. Am I writing the right things? I skipped. Oh my God. I'm going to go back. I'm going to mix. I skipped. This one, yeah, be honest with yourself, was my last point. Before this was, you got to face some obstacles. Okay, so you're going to be ready for some obstacles. Sorry, I'm facing away from the mic. Be ready for some obstacles. You will lose motivation. Now, this is something that I still am also battling with. Apparently, motivation is a myth. Why is it a myth? Because you're not always motivated. And this is true. We know that, right? Today you feel like doing something. Tomorrow you don't feel like doing that very same thing. So what are you going to do in the days that you don't feel like doing it, right? So I say, don't rely on motivation. Become disciplined. develop a sense of discipline, sense of duty to your goal. You are indebted to yourself to achieve this goal. Therefore, you got to do what you got to do, whether you feel like it or not, whether you like it or not. Suck it up, get up, and just do it. This is also for me. And I say it every time. When I talk to you, I talk to me too as well. Because it's so easy to feel like, I don't feel like, especially us women, we do a lot based off of feel. A lot has to do with feeling. Today I feel like it. Tomorrow I don't feel like it. I don't care. The world can fuck itself. I don't feel like it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to lift a finger. That's fine. But know that that's an extra day that you lost in achieving your goal. And any other day you add to this is going to add on. All right? So don't rely on motivation. Develop a sense of discipline. And discipline comes with repetition. Repeat, repeat, repeat. It's boring. It sucks. It hurts. I know it. But keep on going. Repeat, repeat, repeat. If you have to wake up earlier, wake up earlier. If you have to change your diet, change your diet. You don't have to like it. You got to do what you got to do to get to where you want to get to. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. The world can go sit down. Nobody has an opinion. One thing that I even had to understand with this was when I decided to stop drinking alcohol, it's very hard for people to understand why you're not drinking. I will drink when I want to drink if I want to drink. All right? All right? And this is one thing that I'm very proud of. Like, I have developed a sense of like, yeah, I'm going to drink when I want to drink if I want to drink. If not, I don't want to. If I do, I will. And no one gets to say anything about it. All right? That's what you must do with your goal. Own it. You are indebted to this thing. Discipline. But I'm not saying don't do it when you don't feel like doing it. Do it whether you feel like it or not. All right? And you'll cry, self-doubt, all that stuff that I kind of already mentioned. Oh, wow, this is so repetitive, Shem. Guys, but it's my first time making notes, guys. Please clap for me. I made notes. I wrote them down. They're so pretty here in front of me. Like, I'm so professional. You have no idea. But anyways, back to being honest with yourself. This one, my friend, is hard. No one is coming for you. Nobody is coming for you. This is something that I'm sure we've all heard many times before, but I heard it again this year at a seminar. It was a women's conference business. I forget now the seminar. And, as the panel is closing and talking, and they asked each of the panelists to give us, good advice. As, startups, what advice do you have? And one of the panelists said, no one is coming for you. And the way she said it hit hard because it was like, hey, bruh, you got to do this for yourself. You got to do this yourself. Okay? Don't wait for someone. No one is going to come if you have to wake up early. No one is going to come and knock on your door and say, hey, wake up. You're not 6 anymore. All right? No one is going to come to you and say, hey, you got to work out. You got to do it yourself. No one is going to say, hey, come, continue writing your book if you're writing a book, right? No one is going to say that. No one is coming for you, my friend. Not even me. I'm not coming. I'm going to be napping, girl. All right? You got to be in charge of this project. If you're not in charge of this project, it's not going to happen. You're really going to own it. All the beauty of it, the ugliness of it, the mess of it, the exhaustion, the negativity, the positivity, everything that comes with this assignment is in your hands. And people are looking at you for results. They're not here to hold your hand through the process. That one person that you committed to, that you said to them, I'm committing to this thing, that person that you said, hold me accountable if you see me slacking, they're not in charge of this. Don't look at them to say anything, even though you've said something to them. But they're not gonna always come to you, okay? Because this is your journey. That is just a way for you to know that somebody's looking at you, because I know that kind of puts nerves a little bit. And I don't know if this is maybe contradicting my earlier point. But the thing is, no one is coming for you. You're responsible for yourself. So I am not a fan of of this. I'm not a fan of this because it's very comforting to have someone that will do this with me. It's very comforting to have someone that will hold my hand through the process when I'm crying, someone that can squeeze me, someone that can hug me, but no one does. That's the reality of it. No one does. Okay. So whether it's weight loss, whether it's a business, whatever it is that you're doing, no one is coming for you. So you got to get up every day and make the decision, choice. And I always say this. I always talk to my friend about this, like how many times when we get comments on our bodies for different reasons, right? Me for mine, her for hers, but we constantly getting, oh wow, you're losing weight, or for me, oh wow, you're so fit, you're so that. How do you do it? I'm like, workout. Literally, there's nothing else I do. And the thing with working out is it's a choice. It sounds very, very simple and very straightforward when I say it. But in reality, what I'm doing every day is waking up and deciding that I'm going to go out. I'm going to do push-ups that I hate. I'm going to do squats that I hate. I'm going to do all sorts of random exercises that I hate. And when I'm done with those, my body is going to ache. My body hurts all the time. But I still do this thing. It's a choice. It's a decision that I make every single day. Because that's the only way I can get the results that I want to. Okay? So whatever it is that you're doing, it has to come from a place of choice and decision making. Because if you've not done it, no one is going to do it for you. All right? And let me see. No one is coming for you. And yeah, I think this is going to be my closing point before I summarize everything. But one thing that's very, very, more than anything that I've said for this, God knows how long, this is your goal alone. All right? Let me say this again so that you understand what I'm trying to say. What you have decided to do, what you have decided to set out to do, and that you're going to work on, and that you're going to achieve, is yours. Even if you have someone that's supportive, someone that's holding you through this whole situation, even if you have someone that is actually helping you with accountability, even if you have a so strong support group, people that will cheer you on, that will give you everything you need for you to achieve this goal, it's not theirs. It's your goal. Therefore, it is your responsibility. Okay? The other problem that I think we all have with goal setting is that we don't take it as a responsibility. We don't understand that it's a responsibility that we take on ourselves. It's an extra one, because whatever you decide that you're going to do, you have to make certain changes. You have to implement certain habits in order for you to achieve that goal. And that's a responsibility that you're taking on. So understand that and treasure it, love it, breathe it, okay? Because, man, I can only imagine the feeling of achieving a goal. I haven't had that privilege as yet. I haven't, where I set a goal, I'm in the process. And it's hard, right? But I'm very nervous about the end. I'm very nervous about the end, but I can only imagine the thought of reaching my goal and being like, I cannot believe what I did. I cannot believe how much dedication and time and effort I put into achieving this thing. It's become very important to me. It's become very personal to me. That's why I dabble. I'm not saying it yet. I'm not telling you guys exactly what it is. But there's some things that I'm working on with that intention of achieving and getting to the end of it and saying, I cannot believe I did this. And I'm very excited for it. So you need to get that. You need to get that with your goal, man. It needs to be something that's gonna give you bragging rights, man. Ooh, guys, when I get there, you guys are not gonna hear the end of it. I'm going to talk about it all the time. I don't know, maybe not. maybe not, But yes, in summary, the 5 things that I have learned to be very important in goal setting are, and this is in summary, considering that I've already told you, we've broken down the whole concept, but the 5 things are: identify and analyze your goal. All right. So you got to be very specific and very direct and clear on what your goal is and what it entails. All right. Wait, I forgot to read it. Wait, I was so convinced that I had this. I was like, yeah, girl, you got this. No, I didn't got this. All right. Here we go. So the 5 points that I've noted down here for goal setting and achieving your goals is: identify and analyze your goal, right? Be very specific and clear on what your goal is so that you can outline a trajectory for your progress, for your process rather. Understand your why. Why are you doing this? What is the reason why? And understand that your reason is your primary point of accountability. All right. So if you don't have a reason, you don't have a primary point of accountability. All right. Number 3, do not wait for Monday. Start on Tuesday. Start Wednesday, Thursday. Don't wait for January 2020. Start now. Screw December festive. I hate that festive culture right now. Yes, I used to love it. Now I condemn it. I hate it. You don't need to change your life in December just because. All right. So start now. Don't wait until Monday. Be ready for the obstacles. Be ready for the negative self-talk. Be ready for the imposter syndrome that you're going to deal with. All right. Don't let that get to you. All right. And lastly, I feel like I'm skipping something here again. Be honest with yourself about yourself. All right. Be honest with the fact that you have weaknesses and that you need to work on your weaknesses. You got to be honest with that. All right. You got to be very, very honest about that. And no, nobody is coming for you, friend. This is your task. This is your goal. This is your responsibility. All I can do for you is root for you and give you a word of advice here and there and try and convince you to get up and continue. But more than that, my love, it's all up to you. It's all in your hands. And yeah, I think I've actually come to the end of today's episode. I hope this was very helpful. I really do hope it was helpful because it was therapeutic for me. And I did a PowerPoint. Ma'am, sir, friend, person. I did that. Okay, not a PowerPoint, but I prepared. I don't know why I'm telling you as if I'm not supposed to do that to begin with. I know I'm supposed to do it, but I was just like, I want to do this right. And I actually did it. You see, I set the goal and now I feel good. So I hope it paid off. I hope I hope, girl, I hope that you got something out of this episode. And if you did, please, my love, share it, spread the word. Let people know that every week we meet here, we congregate, and we discuss ideas, we discuss topics. All right. So thank you so much, my darling, for tuning in and for being here with me once more. I really appreciate your support. You have no idea how grateful I am for your presence here with me today. And I would like to remind you to please remember to subscribe. All right. Wherever it is that you listen to the show, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Overcast, I forgot the other ones, but we are there. Okay. Please do click on subscribe or follow so that you don't miss any new updates, as well as subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Neon Bloom Productions, and I upload some episodes of Growed Up there as well, until I can see what more I can do with the channel. But for now, I know a few of you enjoy YouTube instead, so go over there and listen to the podcast there. And if you'd like to support the podcast, right, if you'd like to see us grow, you can on Anchor support the podcast with a small donation. I think as little as, I think it's $5 per month or less. I can't remember now, but however little you can, I will appreciate it, because this will help keep the podcast running. I'm not yet doing Patreon. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with the Patreon, but at least Anchor helps in providing this crowd support. So if you want to help out, you can go there. And also don't forget to go to our website at www.neonbloom.co.za to listen to this podcast, Black Women Business, and many others that you can enjoy. And my darling, thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I cannot wait to see you achieve those goals. I'm so proud of you already. Look, I'm so proud of you. Anyways, I'm signing out. I am your friend Fernanndo, and I shall see you next week again for another episode of Growed Up. Farewell, my love. Bye.